right, so Coach, one of the most common things people tell me about you is that you are this high energy, highly caffeinated human being. So I want to know your secret to just having so much energy every single day.
I truly believe in positive energy and how others feed off of that. So every day, every meeting, it's great morning. Like I'm coming in loud, full of energy, just so our guys can feel that energy, especially during a time like this in camp when everybody's can be dragging around and feeling sorry for themselves, the long days. It's like, man, let's go. Great day. Let's have a great day. Let's have some fun out here.
How many times a day do you think you're saying great morning, great day, great morning, great day?
At least 100.
Yeah. But what if someone's not having, like, life is not easy.
Right.
Not every day is great. So how are you making sure that, A, your day is great, but you're reminding them that this is a blessing to do this?
Yeah, for sure. And I make sure that there's a balance. Like sometimes I can see a guy, right, and see his face and how he's looking, and maybe take the time to pull him to the side, right, talk to a guy, hey, make sure, truly, genuinely ask, like, hey, are you really okay? Like, how's things going outside of football? Because I realize, like, for our players and being in this profession, like, there's a lot of pressure with what we do, but we also have real life outside of this. Like, you got family issue. We have the same issues as everyone else. So I never lose sight of that. Like, these guys are real men. They have real issues. So I genuinely ask them how they're doing and care for them.
Yeah, everyone's got stuff, right? Everyone's got challenges. It's not just trying to make a team or be the best at their position. How have you, since last season, so now you're going into your second year as a head coach, how do you think you've changed as a leader or adjusted some of the ways that you've been running this team since when you took this job?
Yeah, I think second year around is definitely more comfortable. So it's not a lot of unknowns going into the second year. So I'm more comfortable with just, for me, I think I want to do a better job of coaching the coaches, like, and making sure I spend time encouraging the coaches and pouring into them more this time around. My first years is all about the players, getting the team right. And I probably neglected the coaching staff a little bit. So it's more of motivating, encouraging them as teachers, like how to help them best teach guys, encourage, and motivate guys.
Did you ever think when you were a player for the Texans that you would one day become the head coach? Have you ever stopped to be like, this is pretty unique?
I never thought. As playing, I'm just in my player mode and just trying to do my best. I never thought that I would be head coach of any team, but then to come back as head coach of the Houston Texans, like I wouldn't have wanted it anywhere else. Like, this just means more. It's special. It's a unique bond of former players who are my teammates, like being able to see those guys around, seeing Andre Johnson go into the Hall of Fame, a former teammate for 6 years. It's like being the head coach of the Houston Texans. This was the perfect job for me.
You became captain when you were a player real quick. And the leadership qualities about you have followed you all the way through your playing career and now as a coach. Why do people think you're such a good leader, and why do you think you're such a good leader?
Well, I think people first think I'm a good leader because I serve first and foremost. Like, I never look at the leadership role as, I'm the big guy and everybody has to listen to what DeMeco says. Like, it's never like that. I'm always of the mindset of, how can I be of service to you? How can I be of service to our players, to our support staff? Like, I'm a part of it, right? And I'm a part of the team. And as a leader, I think people feel that from me, that I genuinely care and that I want the best for everyone, right? And I think people see that, and also by how I move and how I handle myself and how I carry myself, I try to do exactly what I'm asking others to do. Are you getting better every day? Right? Are you giving your best? Are you constantly thinking about how you can improve? And I do those things, so it's not just me telling someone, it's not just lip service, like I act it out as well.
You're living this.
Yes.
And in that same sentiment of not just talking it, but doing it, it's what I've been hearing a lot of your players say about CJ as a quarterback. He knows he's good. He's got that confidence, he's got that flair, he has a presence about him, but he's able to be that way because he talks about it, but he also shows it and is productive, not only on the field, but in the meeting rooms. What type of leader are you seeing in CJ here in his second year?
I'm seeing a guy who's more vocal this second time around. I think, and he's more vocal because he's more confident of his job and his role and what he has to do. He knows the offense. He can command the offense. Now I see a guy he's probably our most competitive guy on the team, whether it's shooting hoops or playing video games on the field. Like, he wants the best for everyone, and everybody feels that competitive nature come out in him, and he's leading that way. Guys see how important it is to him. Every rep is important to him, and it's important for him to see others do well. And when your quarterback is that way, it's easy to lead the team because no one wants to let him down. They know how special of a guy he is. They know how special of a talent he is. You can't help but pull for the guy. You can't help but dig a little deeper and play your hardest for him.
When you're seeing CJ get so much attention right now because he is on the map and everyone knows that he has the potential to be one of the greats to play this position, how have you been managing him as a coach and as a guide to make sure that the details aren't getting missed and all of this is distracting from what you guys are trying to get done?
Right. Now, it's a fine line of with your quarterback, right? It's reeling him in from first off, he's a football junkie. So he's looking at all these plays, other teams are running like, hey, we can do this, we can do that. It's like, okay, I love your ideas and love what you're bringing to the table. I love that you're thinking about that, but let's also not like the basics, fundamentals of the game. Like, you have to master those, and that's what the best quarterbacks in this league. So I tell them, like Brady, Manning, like, they mastered the fundamentals. It wasn't always about the big play. It was about taking what the defense gave them, being in the right call, getting the offense in the right call, and making the right reads. And it was just over and over and over again. It's getting bored with the consistency of the position, right? And not getting too caught up in the wow plays, but make those simple plays that you allow your playmakers around you to turn into big plays.
Yeah, it's that mundane, right?
Yes.
That's what separates the really good guys from the great, being almost comfortable, being a little bored with taking care of those details that you speak about. In terms of the addition of Stefon Diggs here in the offseason and just all the weapons that you guys have been able to build around CJ, it's a young receiver room. And I spoke to Stefon on Monday just about his role. And DeMeco, he is leaning into the leadership thing. You know, this is a guy who was really open about wanting to help raise the level of play in these young guys. What have you been seeing from him since he's become this big addition?
I love Diggs. I talked about CJ being competitive, but Diggs is like, he cares so much about like winning. He cares so much about being good. Like, and he cares so much about his teammates and making sure everybody is playing their best. Like, the energy that, you talk about me with energy, the energy that he brings to practice every day.
Because he's vocal, he's chirping out there, he's coaching the guys up on the sideline, I'm watching him.
He's doing it all, and I love that. And it's all positive, it's all upbeat, it's all encouraging. It's like, man, who wouldn't want this guy on our team? Like, I'm so thankful and blessed that we were able to acquire him. He was able to come to our team because I think his leadership level is just off the charts. He's off the charts as a leader, off the charts as a player, and a person. Like, he's a fun guy to be around. He loves football.
He told me the goal is to be captain. Yeah. He said that his goal is to be the captain of this team. He's like, if they decided, so I can't.
He's well on his way.
He's on his way. And I think when you guys traded for him, a lot of the noise outside of Houston was, ooh, they're building something great there. Do they want to add a player who has been seen in Minnesota and in Buffalo as a problem at times? How are you guys planning to handle that if that becomes an issue during the season?
I don't have to worry about that. And for me, I never had issues with players when it comes to that. It's, I think for me, it's how you treat players and understand and getting to know the player. Everything that I've seen from Steph is no issues at all. It's a guy who loves football. I want 90 guys who love football on our team. So I'm pointing to Steph like, I want to see more guys with more urgency and more energy about themselves like Steph is. So everything will be great with him. I'm not worried about Steph one bit.
Watching you coach last year as an obviously defensive-minded coach, and by the way, Steph wanted to make it a point that I said, he says he's not a defensive-minded head coach, but he is. At the end of the day, you're always thinking defense. So using that to your advantage, though, that you do have that defensive mind, how are you helping this offense evolve and continue to help CJ grow?
See, I told Steph in the huddle a couple of days ago, I was like, I want to see the scoreboard lighten up, like as many points as we can score. I'm not a defensive coach. I want to see the scoreboard lit up. So they all laughed about it, of course. And then I tell the refs, make sure they call it in favor of the defense. But we have fun with it. I think in our team meetings, everything we do, it's about me just coaching everybody and showing just a style of play for the Houston Texans. And whether it's offense, defense, special teams, I want everybody to see there's a certain style when you put on our tape, like it has to look different, like with how we're finishing, how fast we're playing, how physical we're playing. All three phases, if we play that way and exhibit Texan football, I think everybody will see I'm the head coach of the Houston Texans and not just defensive.
What's it like to be the head coach of a team that everyone's coming after now?
Yeah, I love it. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you wouldn't want it any other way, right? You want to, first off, you have always, for me, every time I lined up, every time I've coached, like I've never not lined up having high expectations for our team and what we're about, because I know the preparation that we put in, right? And I always anticipate other teams giving us their best. So, I mean, guys are up for the challenge. We understand what it is. That's every week in the league. Like, it doesn't change. I know it's a lot more noise on the outside from, fans and other people, being hyped up about the Texans, but I mean, we're excited and we're hyped internally as well, and we have high expectations for ourselves.
So this podcast is called Scoop City, and the goal is to have people come on the show and give us all the secrets of the team. And I've gotten nothing out of you, so so give me the scoop.
What's the scoop?
What's the scoop? So my last question for you about getting the scoop is, we talk about your high energy. You're a father of 4 between the ages of 10 all the way down to 6 months. The scoop, give parents some advice on how you're dealing with a high pressure job that you're in while also having to be dad at home.
Ooh. First off, I'm thankful to my wife, Jamila, for holding the house down. So when I come home, right, from all the work, the long hours, when I come home, I just know once I hit that garage, like, hey, football is done. It's dad time. And I make sure I pour into them, and they're getting all of my attention. Throw the cell phone to the side, like they're getting all of my attention. So we're outside, we're shooting hoops, we're riding bikes. Like, I just want them to see me as dad, not the football coach, to see me as dad and know that I love them, I care for them, and I want them to know we're going to have fun, just like we have a lot of fun out here on the football field.
Coming full circle here on the energy thing. So really, all the energy is going to the guys, and then you have to almost hit a second wind here. Are you a big coffee drinker? Like, what are you doing to keep this energy up?
Little coffee in the morning, not a big coffee drink. I'll have probably a cup or 2 every day. Sometimes I may need a little espresso before I go home.
Yeah, I think that's.
Sure the energy
I think that is the key to late night parenting.
Yes.
Is after work, get one more shot. Most people are done with their coffee by afternoon. Sometimes you got to dig deep just to bring it in all together. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time and thanks for hanging out in Scoop City.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into Scoop City. If you want to hear more, make sure you like and subscribe. We drop our new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.